What is happening, everyone? You are listening to the Listen Man podcast. As always, I'm your host, Anthony Speeney, and I am so grateful to be here with you guys once again. Episode 9. Guys, anyone who's reached out, and I may have said this in past episodes, but I mean it. Anyone who's reached out, sent me a text, called me, responded, commented on any of my posts on Instagram or on these episode posts. I really appreciate it. It means a lot. It's not something that I do it for, but it does let me know that I'm on the right path when I hear people saying, you sound authentic, you sound like yourself, your story and how you share it is something that's unique and special. Guys, we don't do it for the validation. No one should live life or live out their passion for what they hear from other people, but it is very important. And any and all comments, even critiques or things that you think I could do better or topics that I can talk about, I appreciate those too, because it shows that you're listening, it shows engagement. And as by the name, I am Listen Man, so I will listen. One of the things that crosses my mind anytime I'm recording is always, what's my plan? How am I going to approach a topic? How am I going to address it? What's my energy around the topic going to be like? Is it a little more serious? Is it something that I can sort of storytell, free flow? Or do I need to do a little more research, a little more work around it to give the audience, give you guys the best opportunity to learn something? This episode is a little more on the free flow side. It's something that I deal with, and anyone who puts their content out there has to be comfortable with, which is being authentic, finding your voice, your identity, and how you want to share your talents with everyone. And especially when it's ideas and things that carry a lot of weight, which mental health obviously carries a lot of weight and importance. When it's something that matters and isn't something trivial that you could do damage to people by giving them bad content, bad advice, bad information, you take that more seriously. And having a good approach and having a game plan for how you want to address an audience is really important. And that's something you constantly are addressing and constantly working on as you create. And the idea of this episode is to talk about being authentic, right? Many times we get too caught up in having to have the perfect script, the perfect wording, the perfect approach, the perfect lighting, video, what have you. And often I know I find myself doing 7, 8 takes like this episode here. I probably already tried 7 times just doing my intro. And that's great. And editing is important. It should sound cohesive and put together and smooth. But also it should sound like you. It should come from the heart, right? When you're speaking on personal stories, when you're speaking on things that mean so much to you, you can't be taking other people's ideas, other people's movements, passions, and make it your own. You have to find your own voice. And one thing that I know I've had to get over the hurdle of is the idea of perfectionism, thinking that I've got to say the perfect thing. I've got to make that highlight reel, right? I've got to say something that's going to catch an audience and be like, oh, I've got to go write that down. I've got to do that right now. That's really important. No, the thing that hits with people is being authentic, is being yourself, because that's something that people can feel. In any passion project, which this is very much a passion project for me. This is my life. This is something that I eat, sleep, and breathe. When it's something like that, perfectionism must go. It must be off the table. You've got to feel what you're doing is important, and you've got to build a strong relationship between who you are and what you show the world. You've got to engage and be present in the moment. Sharing things that are really personal requires a vulnerability and a trust in the audience. I'm speaking to you guys not from a place of, I need to tell you all these things because they're so important to me and they need to be important to you. I'm speaking on my passion. And it brings up a concept which I have struggled with at different points in my life, which is taking initiative, letting it fly, guys, letting it fly. There are things in your life which are really important to you. There are moments that come about in your life and you realize, I have to do this. This is something that I must do. Okay, little tangent for a second. You've got wants, you've got needs, and you've got musts or have tos. Things that you want are things that you can live without. But generally, you know what those are. Those are more material things. Those are things that you don't need and you won't die without, which are what needs are. Oxygen, social interaction, food, water, mostly related to physically, but also there are psychosocial needs as well. And then we get to musts. Musts are the things that are on your heart level, are on your soul, things that you have to do. Guys, I love being a nurse, and I'm so grateful to give to the world and give to our oncology patients what I have to give, which is so much love, compassion, empathy, and attention that they deserve. But something I must do is what I'm doing right now. A couple years ago, I wasn't even thinking about podcasting. I wasn't thinking about being a life coach. It really came about after I did a lot of personal work, and I've spoken about this in other episodes. The work that came about really brought within me an understanding that I need to love myself. I need to treat myself as if I'm worth it, right? I've been saying so long to people, to friends, you know, treat people with respect, love people, give everyone your best, see the best in others. But one thing I was not doing was I wasn't doing that towards myself. I wasn't showing that love to me. And you can't really give someone love, whether that's your family, your friends, your spouse. You can't give them your best if you don't feel like you're worth it. Okay. Because those relationships become transactional. They become things that you need to fill yourself. They become validation. But when you love yourself and you treat yourself as if you're worth it, the love around you becomes way more authentic. It becomes way more real. Strings are cut where you are building relationships based off of what that person did for you and what you were doing for them, which is what you were getting back in return. It was all selfishness. Ultimately, you were doing it because it validated something within you that you need filled. And once you learn to love yourself and really care about who you are and what's important to you and what fills your cup, only then can you give to other people more authentically. You only give what you have. It's like a cup. If you have milk in the cup, you can only pour milk. If you only have love within you, that's what you'll share. If you have hatred, if you have pent up guilt, shame, anger, that's what you're going to share with the world. Okay. And back onto this topic of musts, needs, and wants. A must for me was doing this, was sharing my story, sharing the gifts and the lessons that I've learned, and wanting to help others who were going through similar struggles because it's important to give back. And when you love something so much, guys, you want to share it with all those people that you love. You want to share it with people that you know are struggling with the same things that you were dealing with a couple years ago, or maybe currently still dealing with. And it's important when you get to that point in your life that you realize that I've got something here, I've got a gift, I've got a surplus of something. It's important to share that. It's important to do it in your own authentic way, being real, not having to make the perfect post, the perfect episode, the perfect line to catch everyone's attention, right? And back to taking initiative, when you go for it, it's a must. It's something you have to do. I wasn't sleeping some nights back a year or two ago whenever I was thinking about doing this podcast and taking action steps towards my own coaching business. I was thinking about no one's going to want to listen. How am I going to make money off of this? How am I going to develop a following? How often am I going to post? How am I going to transition between nursing and doing this full time? And I was asking all these hows, right? Which are important and logical to think about. But the thing that I was ignoring the entire time was the fact that I must do it. It was eating me alive. And when you actually take that leap and go for it, and you realize that it's something that's so important to you that you cannot leave it on the shelf anymore. Once you get to that point, the pain of staying the same is greater than the pain of going for it. The fear of not achieving it is not as big as the fear of never having tried. And so when you go for something that you're passionate for, you're never going to lose. You're always going to find ways to make connections. You're always going to find a way to make an impact in the world. No matter if it's what you're doing initially or if you end up changing lanes, you don't get to that point unless you try, unless you go for it, unless you take that step and make it happen. And I want to encourage anyone out there that's listening to take that step in your life. You know what it is. You know it's something that's been eating at you. You know it's something that you've been thinking about doing. Maybe it's making a move to another city. Maybe it's going back to school, taking a job, taking an opportunity to do something that you really care about and you're passionate for. Guys, take those leaps. The door to mediocrity will always be there. Always going to be there. Doing what you've already done is only going to get you where you are right now. And anytime that you go for something, you'll find that there are going to be many more doors that you didn't even know about. There are opportunities, there are people you're going to meet, there are ways that you can make a difference in the world that you might have dreamed of, but you had no idea how much you can impact the world. You were underestimating the gifts that you have and the true impact and the true purpose of your life. Don't let your dreams sit on the shelf. Don't go to bed at night not having slept because you decided to sleep on your dreams, because you decided to keep it on the shelf and not let the world see how wonderful you are. Chances are there's something that you're really talented at, and it might not even be making a career change. It might not be something like I'm doing. It might be making a difference as a coach in your local little league. It might be taking up a new hobby that you wanted to do to make you closer with your kids. It might be buying a house. It might be asking someone out on a date that you've been wanting to do, but haven't felt the courage to make happen. Guys, there's things in your life there, and it's constant. It doesn't stop with once you overcome that one thing. It's day after day after day. I still sit here and think, man, I don't really want to record today. I don't know how many views I'm going to get. I don't know how much I'm going to make an impact. I don't know how many clients are going to come knocking through my door because I recorded another episode on a Sunday night. But I'm here and I'm doing it because it's important to me. I know if I let that sit on my shelf and I don't ever pursue my dreams, I'm going to look back on my life as having wasted it. And I don't want you to look back on your life thinking you wasted it. I don't want you thinking I had all these skills, I had these talents, I had this fire that was burning in me, and I just let it die out. Guys, continue to believe in yourself. Have confidence in yourself. Let it fly. Because if you don't believe in yourself, nobody else will. Okay. People may look at you as crazy for having made a move or having tried something. Let them. Let them think that you're nuts. Let them think what they want. Let them say what they want. The most important evaluator of your life and how you live it is you. So, guys, take chances, go for it, make the leap, have confidence in yourself. Don't let your gifts sit on the shelf. Do not live life in fear that your gifts are not worth it. Don't go through life fearing that you can't achieve what you set out to achieve. You can do it. You can achieve whatever you set your mind to. It's what you think about. As you think, so shall you be. And if you believe it, you will see it. Your dreams will come true as long as you keep your eye on the prize, keep your vision on all you can achieve, on all you're capable of doing. Because your dream life is nowhere but here. There's nowhere else for it to be. You have it all in you. You're capable, you're whole, you have all the resources you need. You got this. And guys, as always, your words matter. What you say, how you say them, the people that you say them to, the kindness that you say them with, they matter. Mean what you say what you mean, but always listen, man.